Good morning, and let's go to the next part of Python. Okay, so how exactly I'm reaching over here? It's very simple. Come to the site sretoolkit.com, then learning. Again, you get into the Python roadmap and over here, right? Okay, the first one, it was all about the topic that we'll be going through in this particular chapter or learning track. The second one, pre-Python, you can see this video has already updated. Okay, now we'll go for Python fundamentals. This is few of the topic also is part of this data types are there. Okay, but you get some sense before we go through data types. Okay, I can go through data types also first and then we can come down to Python fundamentals, but let's go through that way, right? Anyway, we'll get introduced few of the topic of the data types along with the journey, but let's try to go through this. Okay, so it's a Python fundamental. What is exactly, this is how we write a particular statement. Okay, so let's go through hello world. So if I change this one to the same, how exactly you will execute is the ls is one of the command which will print out all these file, and for easier point of view I'm giving a naming convention with 001 002 with a particular name topic. Try to maintain this one, so it will help you out not to mix match your learning tracks. Also you learn how exactly what the next code you have written and things on that, right? Okay, so this is a very basic statement example. Over here what I've done is you have written hello world within a double quote, and that's what we put it within the moon bracket, and then we print. So how exactly, let's write, it's print and within the moon bracket okay. So whatever you want you can write. You can say hi, it will work. Okay, save the file, and it's Python 3 in this particular terminal. For you it might be Python or Python 3. Okay, and you write the program file, and this is how you see it. So make sure when you write, if it is a string type, we are in this string type, it's a data type of the Python, okay, which will come in the next chapter. Okay, either you can use double quote or single quote also. The single quote is this. Okay, fine. So either both double quote also works fine or single quotes. Why is, let's say if I want to type in this, okay, this will help you with, because of this both single word and single quote and double quote is there, it will help you writing this one. Okay, another example. Okay, see, it's because of these two are valid, I'm mixing both based on my need. Over here I want to represent the key within a double quote word, that's why I'm using it within the single quote. Over here I want to use this one single quote, that's why I'm using this one. Okay, this is one of the easier example, you can do that. There are multiple ways are there, but let's go through simple one. Okay, what next it's saying, it says the Python statement. Okay, these are all last Python statement. But over here what I'm doing is I'm actually, let's take down, okay, I have created a variable called x and assigned a value 10 over here. So what really in Python it's do, it's in the particular memory, it's assigned the value 10, and the memory you want to access that memory, you use the x as a reference point to access that particular variable. Okay, so let's say, okay, let's try, let me comment this one. How the little comment is this with hash symbol and that. Okay, and you execute this one. Sorry. Sorry. So this is how you get it, right? Okay. If you want to, this is a variable type, integer variable type, this is string variable type, that will come across the next chapter. You want to print the next one, print name. So what you can see in the previous command, we are using that variable directly, right? String, all those things. That's why we are using the quote. But if you don't use, if you use variable, you don't have to use the quote. Okay. Now in the, if it is number also, right? Okay. Just 7. You don't have to use the quote. If it is integer, you don't have to use the quote as well. Okay, by default Python check whether it's integer, if not, whether if it is without quote, it will say whether this particular variable is there or not. If it is not, another one, okay, if it is not there, you will get error. Okay, name error, the first name is not defined. Okay, fine, let's comment this one or remove this one, this to learn. Okay, fine. What next is saying, this is how you can combine all those things, the variable, you can practice this one. Okay, now let's go through comments. Let's create another file. Fine. Because this code are always there, it would be easier for you to walk through, and you don't really have to go through this video because it's there, but you can go through anyway. Along with that, it's you will not have to focus on the notes, rather than you have to focus on the practicing. Okay, so we use a single hash for the comments. And what is comment? So let's say over the period you write a code and you want to write a small notes for yourself or for another developer, we use the comments. Okay, we have multiple way of comments, that's what we will explore. So comment will not be actually display on the when you run the code, but it's for your own reference. Okay, let's clear the screen and Python 3.0.2. Fine, you can see only the statement, not the comment over here. The other way of comment is, this is called as inline comment, right? You write the statement, okay, so this will not do anything on the x yet because I'm not using it. Let's say if I want to print it, print x, I'm not using any code because it's a variable, right? So if I do this one within a double quote, what will happen? You got it, right? You will see x, not the value. So that's the difference between, okay, if you want to use use the X, and when you are using a string data type, that will read it. So the next topic what we have is the string data, the data type itself. So in our notes, the next one is about data type. Fine. These are the comments. Okay. So before the line itself and in line comments. Sometimes you want to write multi-line comments, right? And this is how you write the multi-line comments. Okay. Let's create another one. 003. Okay. So this is how you write the multi-line comments. Okay, this is what it is. You can also use this one in the later chapter as explaining these detail, right? If you type this one, right, it's writing, it's showing more details about that function, how exactly you use it. So these detail are coming with something like this multi-line comments. Okay, so that's at the time we called as doc type. But for now, you understand that okay, we have hash for single line comments, and we have this 3 double quotes at the top and 3 double quotes at the top for the multi-line comments. Okay, what next? What are the possible mistake? Someone don't write comments hash symbol on that, you get error, syntax error. We have lot of different type of errors in Python. You can also create your custom errors in Python, but for now, just simple. You understand that okay, this error type will help you out to understand where the possible errors are there. That's why we have error types. Okay, so how you fix it? You use a hash on the top of that line. Next, sometimes people do hash on before the command. Over there also you get error. Okay. The next one is indentation. Okay. The indentation is used when you want to have a block of code need to be present. Let's go for example with the indentation. Okay. So in this case, right, we'll learn all those things, but make sure you have something called as block of code. Over here, I'm using 4 different space. If I use 2 different space and try to execute, you get error. Okay, indentation error. So always make it a same things. Do not mix match tab and space, but in editor like VS Code, you get all those things properly fine because of if you search something called as indentation, right, in your VS Code, let's see if I search for indentation. Okay, over here you see the indentation is converting to 4 spaces. That's why it's okay. Okay, but in real world, most of the time nowadays we use editor like VS Code or further editor like this where to write the code. This will take care, but remember, okay, Python is careful about this one. Let's see now if I write one more thing, right? Okay, if I now try to execute this one, you feel like everything is showing up, right? You see this setup line comments as well as this one, because you are seeing everything, but not really, because it is the age what we have given is clearing. That's why you are seeing this one, But let's say if I made it 17, if I make that 17, save it and try to execute. Okay, you are seeing only this particular comments. Okay, there is something also called as else. Okay, fine. Because I have written 17, it says it's print because of this one. Okay, the first if clause condition is failed, that's it, that's why I came to this one, and because it's outside, that's why it is there. But if I make it again, condition pass, you see anyway this line because it's out of the conditions. Okay, and you see this line. Okay, hope you get the importance of the indentation in this page, not the if and else for now. Okay, what next you are seeing? The indentation error. It is expecting to have the indentation, else you get this one. In other programming language you get curly brackets. Okay, but over here like this space. Okay, how to fix it? Make sure your set of the code always stay the same number of space. Do not mix match either space with the tab or different spaces. Okay, we can get multiple indentation also. If you see over here, I've get for this particular clause, this is the one. Over here, this is what the indentation, this is another one indentation. If you mix match, it is different indentation. Example 2 will see. Okay, fine. Because it is 20, it says it prints this one as well and this one also. Okay, this one also. And if I say 61, got it? Good. Okay, common mistake, indentation, mixing tab and space. Okay, because the VS Code editor is actually converting tab to 4 space, that's okay. But in real world, be careful on this. Okay. So what else? There is something called as input function. Sometimes you want to take input from user inputs, and this is how you do the user input one. Let's go through example of the user input. Okay, so what really it's doing, input is a function that we'll read later. It's taking an argument to enter your name over here. So whatever you write over here, this is what the user will get it. Okay, whatever they enter, stay within this particular variable. Later on you are using that particular variable to print. Okay, clear the screen. Okay, and I'm using Python 3. It could be Python for you. Okay, you can check that one, Python 3 or Python. Let me know if you need further help in the comments. I'll guide you. Python 3 006. Fine, enter your name. Over here you have written enter your name, that's why you are getting given a space also, that's why the space is there. Okay, I've typed Amit, this is Amit. So if I want to say print something else like hi, plus this one. Let's see how exactly this one is coming. Okay, so I have to give a space. Now, so what will happen if I type instead of this one, comment this, close, and then this variable? Let's see what exactly it will get. Fine, this one also works, and this one also works. So if we do a plus, okay, it actually don't give the space. Okay, there's no space if we use plus. Okay, and if you use comma, this the better way of writing this one along with the variable. Okay, this is the better way of that one with f string. There is new also way is there because of some security reason, but let's see on this one, right? This is what one of the example of this one. Let's come and try it out. So what it is says, I will say this one. Okay, what I'm doing over here is the variable within the double quote, within the curly bracket. Okay, with the f string, what really doing? Okay, this is literal string, and anything that within this curly bracket, it's called variable. Okay, got it? This is how we are using f string, but there is something called as t string, I believe, but for the security reason it has been changed. We'll go through that one later. Okay, what is that? Another one is the string type. Okay, so in the data type we will know different things, but let's say, okay, with this command, another command, let's see another example. Okay, so I'm asking for the age. Okay, and let's say I want to print age. Okay, and I want to check what data type of that age variable is. Age is a variable, right? So what is the data type? Okay, so in the next chapter we will go through the type of data types in Python, but how to identify the data type is this one. So what do you think what to do if I type 23? Let me clear the screen. Okay, let's see if I type 23, what is that data type? Do you think it will come? Oh, it's showing a string. That's surprising. It should be integer, right? If you are watching Python course, obviously you might be knowing a very basic data type that anyway will go through next chapter, but you know that there is something called a string, integer, float, at least that much, right? And you enter a age which is 23, and you expect something called as integer, right? But the input things by default it always come through a string. So be careful. Okay, if not you get error. How exactly you want to get, you will get error? Let's say this example. Okay, another example will do. So how exactly you have to change it? What you do is another set will do. Okay, we are actually converting the data type using, there is something called as integer. Okay, int function. We will, whatever the data it comes, will actually convert this one, and it will ask for $2. Okay, the second time. Okay, this is some fun. Let's see how it is coming up. It says age 23. Okay, it's asking again. So if you see, it is printing 23 both the cases, but in this cases it's a data type of string. In these cases, the data type is integer because we are actually converting the default data type. Remember this one, or else let's say funny interesting part, we'll try to go for that example, right? 0078 funny input fun. Okay, let's try a or num1, let's say input, within this enter first number. Okay, one more thing, num2 input, enter second number. Hope this is clear. Okay, and then I'm doing print num1 plus num2. Okay, what do you think now? Okay, let's see, we'll execute this one. Oh, sorry, Python 3 008. Okay, the first number, let's say 10, second number 20. By default the answer should be 30, right? Oh, it's 1020. That's interesting. The reason behind, if you remember, we are doing this concurrent but with this particular toString. If you want to fix this one, how you should be doing is this way. Okay, we are converting this number to integer. Again to integer the second one. Let's now we'll try. Okay, 10, 20. This is because of string. Okay, again 10, 20, 30, because we have converted the data type to integer. Hope you got something. Okay, what next? It says default is string data type, that you got it. You convert the data type using type conversion. Over here I'm using converting the enter one string. But let's say if someone gave something string that you can't convert it, you get error. That will learn how to handle it. Okay, this is how you do rest of the things. You want to convert that one to float, convert to float. Okay, common mistake, you do this one, right? First number, second number, you get this output. The correct way, you convert that one, that what we saw in the previous example. Invalid integer conversion. Okay, so you type input as 20, you will not be able to change it. Okay, over here try accept error, that is there. In the future you can practice anyway, but okay, it says that okay, it is expecting it's a number only, valid number, that's what it is, because you get value error. Okay, that's how you use the try accept or exception handling, but later on we'll do that. You can see a little bit over here. Let's say we can write this one. Fine. If I run it, it's 009. Okay, let's say one I made it fine. This is why it is saying this one. Okay, because it will give a value error. Okay, so what you have to do, to do this, it will give 10. Fine. So let's see if I want to just type this one, right? Okay, let me comment this one. Okay, and if I print this one, and see 10, yet this error, value error, this particular value error we are using over here. Fine. And because of this try and accept, this is how we actually handle do the handle error exception handling we do because of this. Okay, fine, great. Okay, the basic output, this is how you get it. Okay, common mistakes, and this is what the beginner checklist. Okay, for your homework you can try something like this and you can see rest of the summary. Okay, hope you got some understanding on this one. Okay, and later on in the later part of the chapter we'll go through different data type. Thank you.